Welcome, everybody, to the Let's Go MMA show. I am your host, Slim Ziffy. Over there, we got
Big Chungus.
Of course, the Big Chungus up in the studio today. Today, we are going over the fight card this weekend. Pretty sure it's Kattar? I don't know how to pronounce it. But versus Max Holloway.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good fights. So we're just going to go over them, give our thoughts and opinions, and yeah, pretty much that'll be the episode for today.
Yeah. Hey,
how's your day been? Before we get off, how's your day been, man?
I work a lot. I work hard. Hey, did you notice anything?
What?
The beard's getting bigger. Look at this.
Yeah, that's probably
glorious.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
By the way, while Ziffy over mumbles to himself, we have a special guest in the background.
We have the Reverend.
Rev.
Say hi, Rev.
Say hi, Rev.
Okay, for sure. He said hi.
That's the way he says hi.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get into these.
So we're gonna talk about this weekend's fight card. I think it's a big deal because number one, it's a good fight. Max, we love Max, and it's on ABC, which makes it a bigger deal for UFC. Yep. I don't really care. I kind of got to figure out where I want to watch it. If I want to watch it on normal TV, or do I want to watch it on ESPN Plus?
Doesn't matter really. I don't really think it matters.
No, it just depends on how you want to view the card. But let's start with I have some thoughts. First of all, let's just talk about Max Holloway. I have a question for you on Max. You know that Max has lost 4 in a row, right?
Really? He lost against Dustin. He lost 2 to Volkanovski. Who else did he lose to?
Oh, if he does lose this one,
this one will be 4 in a row.
Okay.
So,
which is scary. So he's lost 3 in a row. So I have a question about you. Let's just talk about that real quick. Because Max is only 29 years old. Mm-hmm. He's fought at 145 and 155. Right? Mm-hmm. At his age, he's still not hit his prime. If Max loses to Calvin, what's next for Max? What's he got to do?
That's a good question, man.
Because he's young, right?
When you lose 4 in a row, like that's not good for anybody that's on the roster. So, I mean, I think you'd have to take a look at the featherweight division. You got who's up in there? You got Aljo. You got Marlon. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking about bantamweight.
No. He's not going to be 135. He's too tall.
I'm thinking about bantamweight. Shit, who's in the 145 pound division?
We have to go look it up on UFC or Sherlock.
I'm sure there are still some pretty good fights for him to have in the 145 pound division. I think he could still be a top 5. Even if he does lose this fight. But, Calvin's a pretty good test. So if Max gets through Calvin, I mean, why not?
Puts him back in there,
Puts him back in that title picture that's up there. So, I think I speak for a lot of people when you're down and you're not really, winning. It takes a toll on you. So, maybe it's easier for him to lose because he's in that mindset of, I've lost 3 in a row. I really got to get this one. Or it could fire him up. Could be like, oh fuck, I really got to get this win now, or else I might get cut, or I might go down in the rankings a little bit. So, I think I'm a big Max Holloway fan. I saw this crazy statistic where it was like in his first, however many fights, I don't want to say, but he absorbed the most amount of head strikes ever. He absorbs a lot of head strikes. So I don't think Calvin's gonna knock out Max because Max has a really hard chin.
It's a Hawaiian head.
I think it's going to be a good fight. I really don't know who's going to win that.
Yeah, and I'm only saying that because, I consider him like a Hawaiian Diaz brother.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. He goes out and he just throws.
He points. With volume and stuff, too. He
points at the floor and says, let's go. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen him in a long time use a lot of jiu-jitsu or any kind of wrestling. Mm-hmm. He can do it. He's got great takedown defense.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious and I'm jumping ahead because the fight hasn't happened. And I don't want him to lose. I actually don't want Calvin to lose either. I don't either. I like Calvin.
Calvin's funny.
Up and comer, really aggressive, a killer.
Good boxing, great boxing.
That's what I was going to say next too. But I was just talking about Max because what happened. Now I will say this: I am of one of those fans that believes him and Volkanovski are 1-1.
That's what I believe too.
I almost believe it could be 2 draws. I don't think Volkanovski beat him the first time, and I don't think Volkanovski beat him the second time.
Yeah, with the second fight, I definitely thought Max won rounds 1 through 3, and then Volkov won the last 2. But judges see shit differently. Shit happens. But those were some really, really messed up fights with those judging decisions.
But I'm going back to the hypothetical. Like, I wonder when you watch him fight, you like to watch him fight because he's like a Diaz brother. He goes out there and he throws, tough as hell. You can't put him down. what would he have to change? Like he's 29. He's still got many years worth of fighting in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened to me in his camp. I don't want to say he got lazy or needs to change camps or whatever, but I wonder what's going on with him, or just the competition's now that tough
at 145. And I mean that's also you can attribute it to that, but no, I still think Max is pretty good. I think I'm pretty sure that Max could beat Volkanovski if they do fight for a third time, even though it's 2-0.
He's got to do something different though.
But yeah, he's definitely got to bring in some new strategy into there. Maybe throw a takedown in or two, throw something in there, because I don't know, man. I don't know how long that volume striking can win you fights. But you know, he's done it. He's done it this far. He was on like a 17 fight streak or something.
Yeah,
a crazy fucking streak. But
well,
yeah, no, I still think Max has got it. Still hasn't hit his prime.
And if you talk about Calvin, I mean, he's not new, but he's 22-4.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around for a while, but
pretty sure he was a boxer before he got into MMA too.
That's what I was gonna say. He's got really good hands. You know, he's got really good.
Who?
He's got good elbows.
Yes,
that's how he knocked out
my
Stevens.
God. When he
I was confused too. I remember when watching that, I was just as confused as Joe Rogan
and everybody else commentating.
And
like, what happened, bro?
Like, what did he hit him with?
And you see it in the replay. You're like, oh, he got him with an elbow.
It was like, wow,
that was a clean elbow too, right, like across the face. Yeah, Calvin's dirty. Calvin's got some crazy boxing.
He's very aggressive too, which Max will like.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if I don't know. To me, it's a pick'em fight. I don't want to pick against Max. I love Max.
But I don't necessarily want to pick against Calvin either. That's why it's like, fuck.
Well, I'll tell you who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick an upset by Calvin.
Really?
I think if it goes to decision, I think unless Max just kills him with volume, it'll be a Calvin decision. And I can't say Calvin won't knock him out. TKO him. I hate to say that, Max.
Yeah.
But because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But.
Well, since you're gonna pick Calvin, I'm gonna go against you and pick Max because that's what we always do. So I think Max, if it goes, because has Calvin ever been in a 5-round fight?
No, I don't think so.
So
we're gonna main event. I don't
maybe when it gets towards those championship rounds, Max will start putting on some more pressure if Calvin gets tired. And but I mean, he's a boxer, so he's used to going 36 minutes. But yeah, that'll be a fucking great fight. I can't wait to see that.
Just to say that we're sponsored by not really, but by White Claw.
Sponsored by White Claw.
Gives you runs.
Gives you the runs.
Yeah.
Everybody know.
All right, let's go to the next fight. We'll go to the next one. And
is it co-main?
Yeah, it's Carlos Condit and Matt Brown, and I honestly love both these fighters. Mm-hmm. I didn't like Matt Brown for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't like him on The Ultimate Fighter. I just thought he was just a dirty guy, his personality and everything else. And I love Carlos Condit, the natural-born killer. If Natural Born didn't really show a whole lot in his comeback in his last fight, he won. It wasn't exciting. But if he comes back,
did enough too, though, to get the win.
Yeah, if he comes back and fights like he always fights, I think he'll either stop him, but I think more likely it's going to go to the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because Matt does some crazy stuff and takes a lot of risk.
Yeah, even against Cerrone he did too, and all those fights. But yeah, shit, that's also a hard fight because I like Carlos, and how can you not like Carlos Condit? The fight with Robbie Lawler, man, the fucking he's just a great all around fighter, represents the fucking sport, great. But Matt's one of those tough dudes who's just like fucking gritty.
He's a cowboy type guy. Yeah. He's a tough, gritty guy.
He
loses a lot, but he wins a lot.
Mm-hmm. He fights a lot too. But
well, they're both. Carlos is coming off a win, but he had a long layoff. But Matt's coming off a long layoff.
Yeah.
Matt, in essence, retired and is kind of coming back.
Really?
It's after a long time.
What was his last fight? Diego Sanchez?
Gosh, I'd have to go look on Sherdog.
Was it when he knocked out Diego Sanchez with the elbow?
He could be. I have to go look on Sherdog.
Yeah, but that's a long. If that is his last fight, then yeah, that's a long time to be inactive. Shit, man. I don't know. When you get older, I guess when you take those long layoffs, it makes it harder to come back and just be in the mix again because you get that ring rust. You get all that other shit. I guess it hits you harder when you get older. But
depends
man, I don't know.
on what kind of shape he's in.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Did you need your screen over there?
No, it's fine.
So I'm picking Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking him to beat Matt Brown. It's either going to be a decision or Matt Well, both of them got good jiu-jitsu. Both of them are good submission guys. So one could catch the other, but I still lean in favor of
Carlos. Yeah, that's not wrong either, though. That's pretty typical.
It's a safe betting man's pick.
Mm-hmm. Who's next?
What do you think, Rev?
Yeah, Rev. Who do you think's gonna win that fight?
He doesn't care.
He said.
That's all right, buddy. All right, Santiago.
Oh, he's
versus. You had a bet with me before we started. Lee. That's correct.
Yeah.
Jin Jilang.
I know. I think I know who he is. I know who the fighter is. I just don't know how to pronounce his name.
I know a little bit about him. I went and watched some of his fights. I think he's tough.
Mm-hmm. It's just hard.
I think it would be an upset though for him to beat Santiago because Santiago's he's a bad dude.
Yeah, he's a mean motherfucker.
his hands and the power he carries in his hands. It's been a while since he's fought too, but still. And Lee, the fight I seen a couple of his fights. He's a bad dude too, but I don't know.
I think Santiago hits just a little bit harder, and he's just a little bit quicker with his punches.
He's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for that one, I would pick him. I like this one.
Who is it?
Your boy.
Is it Casey?
No.
Oh.
Joaquin Buckley.
Oh. Yeah, I like Joaquin.
And the Alessio Di Shirkio. I can't say
I don't know that. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's got a good record, 12-5-0. Joaquin's got, 12-3-0. Joaquin's got that knockout power.
That knockout of the year too.
That
shit probably blew him up. But he did lose to Kevin Holland. He's I think he's got a problem with those snipers, those rangy fighters who will, sit back a little bit, play that game, and then out of nowhere just, snipe you. So he's got to be careful of that because I don't know what kind of fighter the other dude is. If he's a brawler or if he's kind of like a wrestler, you never know, man. Like those snipers, it's hard to fight against if you're not good against fighting them.
I think just the aggression. Maybe we shouldn't be making fight picks because we don't know about all the fighters. We should have watched fights before, but
probably.
I guess I'm gonna go with Wahim.
Yeah, I like him too. I like his him and Mike Perry were signing posters together and they were talking. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I think I see him winning that fight.
And unfortunately I'm gonna be just the biggest dummy on these two guys. I am showing I don't know every fighter in the world in the UFC.
Hey man, there's like
Punele, Soriano.
Is these women?
And no, these are men. These women.
I don't know, man.
And Dusko Todorovic. Gosh, I just
yeah. So those names aren't bringing up any bells.
So they're 185. They're 185. Dusko, I think. Dusko.
Are they ranked?
No, but I mean they're 185, and I've seen the Dusko guy fight before.
Really?
He's 10-0-0. The other guy's 7-0-0. Just based on looks, strictly if you want to see, just based strictly on looks, pick one.
Oh, this is
I'm picking that dude.
Dana said this is a sleeper fight. I was watching.
Yeah.
The dude on the right looks like he's ready to go, man. But the dude on the left also looks like he's pretty mean in his own right. So fuck.
I've seen him fight, but I can't remember the fight.
Is he? He looks more like he's like a rangy dude. What are the reach and shit like that?
41-41. Leg reach is 72 and 74. They're both 5'11", 6'1". Yeah, Dana liked that fight?
Yeah, he said that's a sleeper fight, I think. Either that or it's the fight below it, but pretty sure I remember the bald dude being in there. Damn. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that fight, so I'm not going to make any predictions on it. But I'm sure if the boss man says that it's a sleeper fight, then you might want to see that fight, man.
And there's a lot of good fights on this card. It's a ton of fights. I don't want to go through all the undercard.
Yeah.
I'll go back and do some research on them. They're always those undercard fights are always good.
Yeah, those when they put them on like a bigger card, I'm sure the prelims for Connor and Dustin are gonna be good. But yeah, usually people don't like watching the prelim fights, but I love.
I do. I love some of the better fights.
Yeah, because those are the kids that are fucking. They want to blow up and they want to get seen. So there's some crazy fucking knockouts and shit. And you're like, oh damn, I never knew this fool's name. I'm gonna go look him up. See what he's about.
All right, so we did the main card. We'll go through a couple more real quick. How was the lab tonight?
Oh, it was good. So we did it was kickboxing. We were running some kickboxing drills. We started off. Mike has us do like we grab like the 2-pound weights and we like we do like shoulder exercises. Not like just to like warm up your shoulders and like get them ready to start throwing punches and shit. So we warmed up with the weights. Then we hit some focus mitts. Did a couple drills. That's when so he used me for the demonstration. It was like a jab. It was like a jab, and then I don't know what it was, but I stand really heavy on my front foot. I think it's just my stance that I have. So I stand really heavy on my front foot. So he's kicking out my front foot by doing like a little sweep, like he's like kicking my foot out underneath, and then you're coming back with an uppercut. And every time he did it, like I legitimately fall because like that's just how all my weight was distributed. So I was looking kind of goofy, but I don't know. It's a cool combo. I was a little weird with it at first, but I think it got it down. Then we just hit some sparring. Oh, I did get hit in the solar plexus and get down. I got sent down for a little bit.
You took a knee?
Yeah, I took a knee to catch my breath. It felt. I don't know what. I've been hit in the sternum a lot and I had to go down. It felt like I had to shit out like an entire semi.
Big guy hit you or just?
Yeah, a big dude hit me, but like. It was the weirdest pain I've ever felt. It's like I legitimately had to shit out a semi-truck. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to just sit here. And Mike thought I got hit in the balls. He's like, wear a cup. I'm like, I got hit in the sternum, bro.
Told you to wear a cup.
But yeah, no,
That's
it was
funny.
Good. Everybody there is nice. I love going there.
Why are you panting, Rev? What's the matter?
He's like, I'm trying to leave you, fool. He's like, man, why are you talking to me, man?
What's up, buddy? All right, let's talk about a couple other fights, too. I want to talk about the... What's up, bro?
Oh, okay, Rev.
How's it going?
Are you just going to sit there?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Sit. You want to be on camera? There you go. It's the Reverend.
He is joined.
We can stop.
Yeah, he said something. Oh, he's chilling.
All right. This fight I find interesting, too. The Michael Chelsea and Neil Magny fight.
Oh, Chiesa versus
Chiesa, yeah.
Fucking
Magny. That's coming up after this one. It's
that's gonna be a good fight. I think in that fight, I probably have what's the other dude's name? Mike Chiesa versus Neil Magny.
Neil Magny, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have Neil Magny in that just because of the
Magny's been on a tear.
His fights.
It's been a while since he's lost. He's on a winning streak, and he looks better every single time.
Every time he fights, he's getting at least a knockout or he's one-upping his opponent every way. So.
And although Mike Chiesa, I say it wrong time, he's got a beard and everything, and
he moved up. He was
moved up.
He was a 155er, I thought. Yeah.
I've just never been able to be a fan of his.
I like him. I liked him when he was fighting.
Don't talk about my mama.
That's what I was gonna bring up. But when he was fucking.
Don't you ever say nothing about my mama, Rev.
Fighting Kevin. Did he lose that fight? He did lose that fight.
He got tapped out because Lee choked him. Remember? And he didn't tap out, but.
Oh, I do. Yeah, it was controversial. But yeah, that was a good fight. Shit, man. Yeah, I think Neil's gonna win that. I think Neil's got that in the bag. No disrespect to Michael Chiesa, though. I love you, man. You're a great fighter, but I think Neil's got that.
Yeah, if he not that he'll ever see our podcast, but if in 5 years from now he sees us or 3 months,
like, man,
your dad doesn't like me.
I fucking hate Ziffy.
Yeah, Chungus can suck my ass.
Who's next? Who's in the
co-main? I see who's on that one. Oh yeah, this ought to be a pretty good one. Warley Owls versus Munir Laziz. Now, I don't know if you know who this. I know both of them. And I like Warley.
I have not seen any of them fight.
You've never seen Warley fight?
What's he, the one on the right?
Yeah, the one on the left. Warley's 13-4-0. Their guy's 10-1-0.
That's a co-main?
Yeah. We don't have to go through all the fights. I just wanted to talk about that
we
one.
We can go through the main cards.
No, I'll tell you what, though. So I would pick Warley. You'd have to go and watch some fights.
Yeah, I'd have to watch some of them, but I don't know much about him. Who else is on that card?
I mean, guys, I don't know.
Really?
Ike Villanueva and Vincent. Oh
yeah.
If I looked at this guy, I would swear he's a heavyweight.
What the fuck?
Right? Look how
big he is.
Why is he
so big? What weight class is that? Like
205.
How much did the other dude weigh?
205.
Bro, why is he so beefy?
He's a big chungus.
Yeah, he's a big fool.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, he's big for that weight class. I'm gonna just pick him because he looking like he's Big Chungus in the flesh.
And one of my favorite fighters, you're gonna laugh when I say this, Roxanne.
You like Roxanne?
I love Roxanne.
Roxanne's a good fighter.
She's a pioneer.
Yeah,
she's always an underdog.
She's so sweet. She's always nice.
Yeah.
Plus, I like her hair when she weighs in. She's got like the Goku hair. That shit's cool.
Yeah, the Goku hair.
The Goku hair. Is it like blue? I think it's blue.
Yeah.
Right, Rev?
Yeah. He says, I don't know.
His ears perk up. He's like, ah.
Now and then we have a couple extra ones we'll talk about, but the one I want to talk about, and I don't know who else is on the main card or on the card period. I don't think it's completely full, but our boy, our GOAT, Porier versus McGregor.
I mean, bro, like, you can just take a look around the room and just know that I'm a McGregor nut hugger. So, I mean, I don't really got to go too much in depth in this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that have followed this. See, now, Dustin, they both evolved since the first fight. That's what the big talking point is they both evolved as fighters since the first time they met. Because the first time they met it didn't end so well for Dustin. And I might be a little biased by this, but Dustin, although he has matured in the fight game and matured as a person, I still think he's levels below Conor in striking and in fight IQ, and that's shown in some of his most recent fights. Even in the Dan Hooker fight, he does this thing that I see all the time, where he throws his left and then he'll step forward and throw his right. It's his big right hand that he landed it on Hooker, but it takes so long for him to get into the pocket to be able to throw that strike. And when you're going up against Conor, who sees everything coming, he's gonna counter you. He's gonna counter him with the left. He's gonna counter him with the right. It's not gonna be a good night for Dustin. But I think if Dustin wants to get up and push Conor against the cage, make it dirty a little bit, maybe try and go for a takedown or two, that's all fine and dandy. But I'm pretty sure Conor can still, withhold Dustin's takedowns even like when it gets to the 5th round, because I don't know if you saw, but the way that Conor defended some of Khabib's takedowns, like, he pretty much made that man have to strike with him the whole 3rd round.
Yeah, so, he did. So
yeah, my pick is Conor. I'm a big Conor McGregor no hugger. I like Conor McGregor.
So the one thing I'll say, I should root for Dustin because
from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana. I'm a raging Cajun. Dustin's a coon ass. He's a Cajun. But I'll tell you what I see with Dustin. I watched years and years ago before you even started watching. There was a I don't know if it was a UFC sponsored show, but there was a show where it followed Dustin. Even way back then, he was fighting in his camps in Lafayette. He was fighting locally, and his progression's been tremendous. Even since he fought Conor. Mm-hmm. The one thing and I'm not a boxer, and I probably shouldn't judge. I always hear about Dustin's boxing. As far as MMA boxing goes, yeah, it's really good. But I think Conor's boxing is such a level above his. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can compare the two. And I wonder, and then you have the second part. Dustin's got good jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. He's got a good guillotine. He probably can choke you out. Yeah. I don't know what else he can do.
See, now, I saw a video where it was like Dustin threw the most amount of leg kicks that landed on Conor ever.
Yeah,
and
but it didn't last that long, though.
Even after that Dustin fight, nobody threw leg kicks at Conor. And Dustin was landing them good, like he was landing them because Conor's got that really wide bladed stance. So, I mean, I think that's a really good game plan for him. If he wants to go out there, start banging right away, get those leg kicks going, Conor needs to check him. Conor's really good at checking kicks, but he needs to not let Conor get off so easily. Conor start dictating the pace and dictating how things are going to go. If he can get in there and start landing some heavy leg kicks and take away one of Conor's feet, I think that'll be a good game plan for him.
I think too that if it's a straight striking boxing match, it's going to be over in the 1st round.
Yeah.
If Dustin's patient and tries to feel him out, although Conor won't let you feel him out sometimes. He's pretty aggressive. He's going to walk you down. He's going to make you fight. So maybe Dustin has to throw some leg kicks, or maybe he has to try to take Conor down, which I don't know. What's his takedown percentage? Let me go down here and look on Dustin. Yeah. I mean, he does do takedowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
But
Taking down Conor is a whole other game, though.
And that's what people are still. They, haters that hate Conor. He has no grappling. He can't wrestle. Oh. He wrestled Mendez, and he kept Mendez off of it.
Even though Mendez did get him down a couple times, he escaped the guillotine. He kept getting back up.
He did a lot of good things.
The elbows from the bottom too.
He did do a couple when he did get taken by Nate. He did do a couple things, but that was a long time ago.
And he swept Nate. A lot of people forget that he swept Nate in their first fight.
But I think he showed his biggest improvement against Khabib.
Mm-hmm. Right? That's a lot of takedowns that he had to defend, bro.
And he got out of a lot of them too, and he stopped a few of them too. And I think it's like you said, people always make fun of, after you lose a fight, you say you have an injury. He was legitimately injured. They showed it. I think a healthy Conor and even more motivated Conor. I think he was motivated.
He had a lot of external things complicating the scene. So, I'm not one to make excuses for anybody, but I do think that with a fully focused and motivated Conor McGregor, we're going to see
he looks really good.
Going to see some fireworks.
Physically,
he
if you look at him,
like
physically, he's in really good shape. I've never seen him in that kind of shape, just like everyone says. I haven't seen a lot of training footage of him because I don't think he's released a lot. And I like that he's already talking shit to Khabib.
Yeah,
scurry away.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to try to
get that one.
All right, I'm going to fight now. If I beat you,
I think that's the only fight now that Conor legitimately will have bad blood. Not bad blood. Well, yeah, I guess it is bad blood, but
those can't still.
I think that's probably the last fight that Conor has that he's gonna be mean old Conor McGregor and start slandering you and shit. I don't know too many other people because he's being not he was being respectable and he changed his whole persona, I guess, to more of a nicer version of Conor McGregor against Cerrone, and I think now against Dustin he's doing the same thing. But I think when he goes against Khabib again, it's he's gonna do what he did last time with the verbal warfare.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting fight. It's either going to end quickly. I think if Porier tries to start quickly, it's going to end quickly. I think he has to be patient. Will Conor let him be patient? He may force him so much. I remember we said we were going to talk about this another day because we don't agree with a lot of people that Conor was manhandled by Khabib. Mm-hmm. I don't know what other people saw. Joe Rogan starts screaming, he was manhandled. That's why I want to debate you, Joe. You're wrong. He was manhandled.
Yeah, Joe's a little biased.
This was a blah, blah.
Joe, I've noticed that Joe gets a little biased to fighters when he's commentating. Even against Jose Aldo. When he's sucking Jose's balls.
Well, Ronda Rousey can beat men up. So you remember all that crap, too.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was...
But, I mean, we should break that down because I remember the first round, Conor was walking Khabib down. Khabib, to me, looked legitimately scared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was just walking, hands down. I feel like Conor could do better the second time. And I think a lot of people would say that too, that Conor would do a lot better the second time against Khabib.
Maybe he beats maybe he beats Dustin. Mm-hmm. And Khabib, that's not enough for me. Why I do this? I already do this before. I already beat him.
Yes, I already beat him.
Why I need this? And maybe he goes and he beats the winner. I'll tell you the next fight. I don't think Hooker's ready for some of this. So
keep a thought, and we're back. All right, continue with the thought.
So I was gonna say, so the undercard is Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler, which is a very interesting fight.
Hooker's a sniper, Chandler's a wrestler with that power.
But let me go back to what I was talking about. So let's just say Conor beats Dustin, and that's not enough. Why do this? Why I got to go back and fight you? You've done nothing. And somehow Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler turn out to be a versus Conor fight, and that's for the title.
Yeah, and
Conor wins the title. I wonder if he would come back and say, "Oh, you know what? Now you've beat two world-class guys.
No, I won't fight.
I'm interested because I don't want you to have the title. You're Conor McGregor." I wonder if that might be something to play out. I wonder if no matter who Conor, I think Conor is the next 155-pound champ.
Yeah,
I think he can beat Oliveira.
Going down that list of 155ers, I'm with you in that. I'm pretty sure Conor will get the belt. If Khabib is retired, if he is out of the game and they vacate his belt, I think Conor will be the next to get the belt.
And people keep saying, "Well, Conor versus Gaethje." I think he smokes Gaethje.
I do too. I think Gaethje's too reckless. I think he's a little too reliant on his chin and his his toughness. And I think Conor will crack him and put him away early too.
If you ever go watch some of those fights where Conor's won, the first time he hits someone clean,
it's like
they are legitimately stunned. They're like,
you're like, damn. Even when he hit Mendez, like the first time he hit Mendez was like, oh, okay, he hits pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean they get hit and they go like, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't understand, and he hits you so fast. It's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Even he stunned Eddie 4 times in the first round.
Well, Eddie admitted that. He said he hits really hard.
He's like, oh, I'm on my ass again. Fuck.
So that's what I was gonna say is, so that's the undercard. That's gonna be Michael Chandler's like Mike Chiesi. I've never been a fan of Michael Chandler's, and I just don't know why.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily not a fan. Like, I definitely do like Michael Chandler. I like what he's done in Bellator. I like what he's done, well, he was the champ, right? He fought Eddie Alvarez and shit like that. So, I think
the Pitbull brothers.
He's got a good chance. He's got everybody's got a puncher's chance, but I think Hooker's a little too long for Mike. I think he's a little too more experienced with the UFC guys. And I think he's got some really good toughness. So I'm picking Dan Hooker in that fight.
I am too.
Mm-hmm.
But then who's Dan Hooker fight? Does he go straight to Conor, or does he go to Oliveira?
Either he can fight Oliveira or he can fight Tony.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Tony's still in that picture. Even though he just lost to Oliveira, he might fight somebody lower ranked. But I still think, he can fight Hooker. I still think.
I almost think they'll put Conor against Gaethje. But then again,
that's what I'm saying.
Might be too soon because lost.
Gaethje just lost to Khabib. So
yeah,
I don't know what they're gonna do. The 155, the top of the 155 pound division is a little bit of a mess right now. So up to Uncle Dana to clean it out and fucking give us a new champ, or have Khabib return and then vacate his belt. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen eventually.
I don't think, and I watched Mike Bisping's podcast too. It's like he said, I don't think anyone would complain if Conor and Porier were for the belt.
Yeah, I would.
It'd make you'd have 2 legitimate guys going for the belt, 2 legitimate guys winning one of them winning the belt, and everybody else could fall in line.
Yeah.
And again, it might prompt Conor. I don't think Khabib comes out of retirement for Dustin Poirier again. I just don't see it.
I don't either. Even though, I mean, when did he choke Dustin out? Was it like the 4th round, 3rd round? I think it was the 3rd round. But man, I don't think Khabib would come out of retirement for Dustin either. There's not enough bad blood. They're pretty respected against each other.
Yeah, I don't see it. So it'll be interesting. But for this fight, I'm picking Hooker.
Yeah, I think Hooker wins that one.
More just that I just can't. I don't know why I'm not a fan of his, but I'm just not. One last fight, and I hate to say that because you should be a fan of every fighter, but there's just some guys that don't rub me.
Yeah, some people rub you the wrong way. You're just like, oh god.
Speaking of which, someone who rubs me the wrong way, and I have no idea why she's in the UFC.
Who?
Jessica Ai.
I really don't like her either, but I think it's kind of her. She's fighting Aspen Ladd.
No, she's fighting Calderwood.
Oh, okay. Well,
JoJo.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to go and take a look at her past fights to see what's going on with Jessica. It's not really pretty, so I don't know why they don't release her and let her go down and get some more experience and then come back up to the league.
She thinks she's a badass. Maybe she can whip my ass.
I mean,
but there's nothing more satisfying. No woman except Amanda can whip my ass. And your mother. But when it was so satisfying to see her get knocked out.
Yeah, Shevchenko flatlined her, put her into.
Talk so much shit. I'm gonna be the next world champ. Plus, she kind of talks boyish, and that kind of gets on my nerves. That tomboyish thing. I just don't think she's a good fighter.
Yeah, I mean, Shevchenko pretty much exposed her.
So I'll be rooting for JoJo.
I like JoJo too, though. She's funny. She's a good fighter too. She's got some heavy hands.
She got beat.
I'm not gonna go as far as say Jessica Ai's a bad fighter because I don't think anybody. If you're in the UFC, you're not a bad fighter. Like you gotta fill a roster sometimes. Yeah.
But then again,
that's true. But everybody had to have had some wins, somewhere along the line, get their recognition and get into the organization.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna call her a bad fighter. I personally don't really follow her too much. Don't like her either. But that's not the name of the game. That's not, what it's about.
Yeah, because somebody may not like you someday.
Yeah, that's true. But,
I don't like that Ziffy fighter.
Going ahead, I'm choosing JoJo in that one. Any other fights for us to go against?
We're just kind of talking about things that are going on in the UFC. Something went down. That the internet went down or something.
They today they released that marijuana is no longer a U.S. anti-doping.
Yes, potheads around the world celebrating. You don't really want to get into that, do you?
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into it.
It
was news, so I thought I'd bring it up. But
you don't want to hear a fatherly lecture.
There's a lot of people that I guess that benefits them, and then there's a lot of people that.
When you're an adult, you have free will, which Joe Rogan and I could definitely debate. I never tell people they can't have free will. I just think you have to be old enough to have that free will. That's what you and I, But your friend Sugar probably is celebrating everywhere. I just want some weed. Yeah.
Like Mickey Mouse. Red looks tired. No, I think that's good. Not suspending people for, shit that they decide to do outside of camp or.
I'm an old fart, old fashioned.
I'm saying, as long as we get rid of these steroids and shit.
Everybody's on steroids.
Everybody's on fucking steroids. Everybody's you motherfucker. You on steroids? You on steroids? But people aren't taking steroids. I think we'll all be okay. Or people aren't John Jonesing it up doing.
Well, what about me and Joe Rogan both being on TRT as old men?
See, but you can do that. You're not a fighter.
Well, steroids.
True, but you're not a fighter.
That's true. You're talking about active fighters.
Yeah, active fighters. If you. That's something I guess I could talk about. Like, I don't know, because who was on Vitor was on TRT, right? Or
yeah, he was on testosterone replacement therapy. Yeah,
and so was Bigfoot Silva, but Silva has I'm pretty sure they both have things where they have to take it, right? Where you don't produce that amount of testosterone, so you have to.
That's with age, though.
Which is, I believe if that is your excuse and that is your reason for having to take TRT, then fine, let them go do it.
What's up, bro?
Let them go take their TRT because it helps them. It helps their body. It helps them function as human beings. So that's my take on it. If you need TRT in your system to boost your natural testosterone levels, I think the UFC should let you. But I'm not a USADA employee. I'm not in any way affiliated with USADA. So
hey, before we go, so where are we at right now? Not that we're pressed for time. There's one other fight I want to talk about.
What is that?
And that's your somewhat of a teammate. He trains out there.
Casey?
I want to talk about Casey versus Dominic Cruz.
I was hearing some people talk about that today in the gym. Mike was actually talking about it. He said Casey should win with his skills, but Dom is always gonna be Dom, man. He's got that funky fucking footwork, that crazy shit that he does. His punches come from angles, makes you fucking hit air. So I think it'll be a good fight. I've seen Casey. I've seen him fight. So I think it'll be a pretty good fight. I'm obviously going to root for Casey, even though I'm a big Dom fan because he's my teammate. So, yeah, I think Casey should win that one.
So, I have a different take.
Go ahead.
So, I think personally, and the young man Casey, I don't know him. I've seen him one time out there training. I think it's Dom's too much too soon. Even if Dom's had some, I wouldn't say bad luck. Dom fights world-class fighters all the time. Everyone who fights is a world-class fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, but when you're up in that Shark Tank,
but who did, and I wonder why Dom's even fighting him. He needs a comeback fight. It makes sense for him. It's a comeback. I don't know if it actually makes sense for him. He needs a comeback fight because he lost his last fight. And it was a title fight, right? So
get Cejudo.
So he lost to Cejudo I would say pretty handedly. Cejudo stopped him.
There was that. Oh, you smell like some cigars. You smell like some alcohol.
And weed. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know how much I believe that. I'm not gonna play into
it. And he took it as, and maybe if you see, hey, of course he may never see this either, but someone say, hey, your dad picked against me. I have to because of their careers
and where they're at in their careers.
Because Dom is at the end, Casey's in the beginning. Dom's got a lot more experience, and Dom's still a slick, tough customer.
He is that slick mofo. He is. He will make you hit air all night long.
He can't.
So Casey's got to be prepared for that.
He can't overlook Casey.
Casey can't overlook him either, though.
both have. That's the thing. If he thinks this is an old man I'm against the ring, across the ring from, I'm younger.
He's gonna get.
I'm better.
Up. And that's a good opinion to have because it's true. You can't go in there with an ego. You can't go in there with, oh, this is an old man. I'm gonna swipe.
Knockout might be a stretch, but win by decision or even maybe a submission.
Yeah, I can see that. But
unless Dom's chin's going.
You never know, man. When you get there with that age, sometimes it just goes and you don't even know.
What's he, like 35, 36, I think?
I think he's 36. I'd have to fact check it. I don't fucking know. But
there's a new breed of fighters coming up, and those people that are like Tony, Dom, some of these guys that were really successful, you see they're starting to lose against guys who might be close in age, but they're still a couple years
they're
younger.
A couple years behind them in career-wise.
And they've progressed. You see some of those older, like Dom. I still think Dom fights the same way he did.
He does.
5 years ago,
he
10 years ago.
He hasn't changed much because once you hit that formula that works every time, that you think it works every time, you're just like, oh, that's my bread and butter, bro. I'm gonna practice that every time. I'm gonna do my same training techniques, and that's where I like Conor. Where Conor can, change it up. He'll throw different strikes. Like in the last fight, who the fuck would have think? Who was gonna think that Conor was gonna come out there and bust Cerrone's nose with his shoulder? Like nobody could have predicted that.
Yeah.
So his way of incorporating new things, but also making it feel the same way, I think is what a lot of fighters should take a page out of that book because I don't know, Conor's doing something special with all that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a
really
fight. It's a main event, I think.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like it'll go to a decision. I think Casey will win the decision if he can I don't want to say outpoint, but give.
What was
Dominic.
Mike's thought again? Why did he think he would beat Dominic?
Who, Mike Bissing?
No, you're Mike.
Oh, Mike. He said leg kicks all day. Leg kicks.
He does like to throw leg kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Dom's legs are fragile.
Yep.
His feet are fragile.
His ankles too. So
yeah.
If he can land some crisp low kicks, some nice mid thigh kicks.
If he can slow Dominic up.
Yep, because
when Dominic's fresh, he's fast.
He's doing all that bobbing and shit.
I just watch him and I just giggle because I find it funny, but it's effective.
It is. It's really effective, but it is funny watching him shadow box and he's like fake dodging against some fucking demon.
Did you see the meme I sent you of Mike Perry? Feint.
Oh yeah, he's like feint. He's fucking Dominic's coach. He's like, yo, you gotta feint. Mike, I love Mike. Mike's fucking hilarious. I don't care. Anybody who says they don't like Mike Perry, you're fucking lying.
But he's crazy.
You're fucking lying.
A while back, I saw him send like 4 or 5 Instagram or tweets out talking about how much he hates the fans and stay away from him.
Yeah,
and don't talk to him.
He's like, man, I don't like any of y'all.
I'll break your jaw.
Yeah.
So, stay away from me.
Yeah, Mike's crazy. He's definitely one of those.
I think he needs some kind of medication.
Yeah, he's a little cuckoo, but yeah, that's not for me to say. I ain't no doctor. I ain't no psychologist.
Jared fighting
Parker.
anytime soon?
Huh?
You hear anything about Jared?
I haven't seen Jared. But I haven't been on Saturday. So.
Well, no. Have you heard if he's fighting anytime soon?
I'd have to look. I don't know if he's all the way healed. I would assume that he is since he's in there striking a little bit. But I don't know. Maybe he has a fight coming up. I don't know who Jared would fight.
That's like I told him. I said you guys should rebook Darren Till. I'd love to see him and Darren Till fight.
Him and Darren.
They were supposed to fight, then something happened. Jared got hurt. Then Till got hurt, and that was like probably a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, they should rebook that.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Well, isn't Darren fighting Hermanson, or he wants to fight Hermanson?
Who else did they want to fight, Darren?
Mike Perry.
Mike Perry. No, there was somebody else that wants to fight him.
I don't remember.
Oh, the guy from Italy.
Oh, Vittori
Marvin wants to fight him. Marvin wants to fight him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I swear Marvin is surprising a lot of people because remember he fought Israel and he actually did good against Israel.
He did pretty good, but yeah, Izzy picked him apart.
Well, he hit Izzy a couple of times.
Yeah, but Izzy did Izzy's thing. He won. He did win a decision though. He didn't knock him out. So Marvin his respect.
I don't know why Marvin reminds me so much of Gage Moreland.
He does.
Just I can see Gage. I see Gage every now and then on Instagram. He looks like Gage.
Anthony likes Marvin because he's from Italy.
Does he?
Yeah.
He should get Anthony into fighting.
I know.
125-pound class.
Dude, Anthony's mean. Anthony could be mean.
Can he really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta help him. All right. Well, I don't really got much more to talk about. You got anything else?
No, it's just gonna be. It's a good year. Fights are starting off good.
Fights
really excited. A lot of good fights coming up.
And we're on ABC. Always good to branch out to more networks. Get the sport more.
I wish that maybe we'll see how it goes. Maybe we could do a fight companion, not to steal your title, Joe. A fight companion at the Conor main event.
Might have to, man. That's
get some of your friends in this room. Yeah. We do a podcast, our reactions.
Yeah, I'm down.
Get Rev in here. Let Rev bark a little bit. Hey, you want to get up here? Look, say hi to the camera.
Say hi before you dip.
He's our third boy.
Yep. He's like, man, I'm out. He's like, what's good?
All right, Ziffy.
All right, we're wrapping this up.
Let's go MMA show.
All right.
Episode 2.
Yes, sir. This is the second episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. All the hard work we put into this. So
hard work.
I appreciate you guys for watching. I've been the Ziffy.
Big Chungus.
And, that's it for us. We're out of here. Next episode will be up next week. See you, boys. Have a great day.